It costs you nothing to hit that like button, family. Big Chap TV, where you know you gon' see that truth, that now this game so free. He give it a cut, that's how it's gotta be. It's Big Chap TV.
What up, family? Cost you nothing to hit that like button, fam. The homie Boosie Badass. I know y'all know I just did a segment and I was speaking on, Boosie plea situation, and he about to accept a plea deal, right? Now, with that being said, fam, a lot of people think that it's a game. Boosie might not get that much time, or it was just a gun, but this is dealing with the feds, and they picked this case up on Boosie. Now, if you can remember, Boosie come out the courtroom 4-5 months ago, like we beat him, and then the feds come in and indict him on them charges. We got to pay before we get into details. I need y'all to really understand when I say this. You got to pay for the good times in life, family. So when it comes to hip-hop artists that we seeing, it talk about the rich man in the good word. Y'all know I say what I say about Boosie when he wrong. I called this situation and said it's bound to happen. When he was catching the gun charges back to back, Boosie beat a gun charge 2-3 years ago, fam. And I was speaking on this can happen, what's happening right now. When you get caught up in the good times, the weekend of life, the clubs, the rap game, the streets, clothing, material stuff, cars, strip club, we all know what it is. When you get caught up in these worldly things, fam, it's a positive and a negative to keep the car running. See what I'm saying? So when it comes to us as humans, especially rappers, I'm just keeping it real, they get so much positive affirmation on a daily basis to where they forget the negative. They forget the negative so hard, and I'm about to get into details with this situation with Boosie, but I want y'all to understand, family. Matter of fact, what I want you to understand, it's a positive and a negative. It's a good and a bad. Don't none run without both of them running together in life. Now, Boosie just shed tears, crying. He on the live, listening to his music. A verse come on, he talking about his mama, and he said, no, he got to turn himself in, fam. Now, with that being said, I felt Boosie. Man, check the video out. He hurt. He just had a child. He loves his kid. I know he do. This gonna stop the money flow. Not only that, Boosie know the feds go by a point system. They really, man, they just got my relatives like that in the same way. They doing it like that, the feds right now, fam. Look at Bankroll Fred. It's just situations. I'm just saying, he ain't even been in trouble like that. And they did it to him. So Boosie was saying free bank, all these different things. You feel me? Free the real. Everybody that's getting locked up. Boosie was going to court when individuals was fighting murder charges and different things. And these folks seen this while he fighting charges for the gun. The good times to have you so caught up in the weekend and caught up in that life to where you forget that it's a negative, it's a positive and a negative, fam. The positive don't work without the negative, and the negative don't work without the positive. So if you get caught up in the Boosie got caught up in that realm, homie, that a lot of people we see on the streets, a lot of people we see in our daily life especially rappers up under that realm, because they battery is positivity daily. They make a post, millions of people seeing it, telling them something positive. They go out, people about to pass out. They getting $40,000, $50,000 a show, fam. I'm not saying that Boosie is not a. This go for me, you, anybody, whatever the case might be. Relationships ain't working because people think they think the car just run off a positive battery. Things even up with the positive and the negative. You got to know this. You can't move in the way that Boosie was moving, being around the guns like he was, because it's time for a transition. I've been saying that God got something bigger for Boosie to do. He finna see what I'm talking about this time. Watch this, fam. Watch this, fam. See, the difference between Boosie and Webby don't have as much as the good times like Boosie, staying social media relevant, being around people. You feel what I'm saying? Webby getting his bag, leave, he chilling. He might say some crazy shit, but you don't see Webby being incarcerated, dude. It's an evenness with the positive and the negative in life. We all seeing, but you gotta even things out, fam. And Boosie, when you got niggas up under you like Boosie got up under him, nigga calling him boss man, he getting big ring boss man on there, fam. You tend to forget that the car run off a positive and a negative. Boosie mama is a praying mama like mine. I feel the spirit of this woman and I never met her. This is what been keeping Boosie out. Do you remember when Boosie got into it with his brother? He went off on his mama, social media, for the world to see. I did a segment on that. It was shocking. He was too stuck on the positive. People in the comments, Boosie, you right. You don't owe your brother nothing if your mama can't understand. Niggas around him. You feel me? He talking to them. They don't want to get out of good graces with a nigga. Everything around them is a positive charge, fam. You need your mama to be negative in your life coming up, and so she not your friend or your pop. You need to know it's business when you see them. Negative charge the world. Negative charge the cause. Negative when it comes to wars, fam. When it comes to knowing what's good and who a good person and who not. It got to be a positive and a negative. So I'm saying all that to say, family, it's cool to walk in your grace. Whether it's the grace of God, the grace of who you, if you think you him or whatever the case might be. But in the process of you walking in your grace, you got to understand that problems is coming, and the problems coming on how you dealing in the world. So if you moving around getting these cheap bags like Boosie was, just picking up any type, give me 10,000. I come do a bird. We're going to pull up on you. We're going to get the 15. Woo. You got to carry the scraps like that, fam. You got to. So he putting himself in that position. I seen this coming with Boosie badass. I hope he don't get much time, but Boosie was super sad, fam, and crying, knowing that he got to go sit down in the feds. And it ain't nothing like having a newborn. My first 3 kids, I got locked up before I didn't even see them born. I know the feeling, fam. So at the end of the day, some of my subscribers, when I said, man, I'm praying for Boosie. Oh, you gonna pray for Boosie? Boosie ain't he the devil, he ain't the negative, he the devil. Man, we all God's children, fam. I might get up here and say different things about a rapper or anything what's going on, and that's my job. That's what I do, fam. Maybe if Boosie would have heard me, he wouldn't be in the situation that he in now. Maybe if Bankroll Freddie would have heard me, he wouldn't be in the situation that he in now. Maybe if Lil Durk would have heard me, he wouldn't be in the situation that he in now, fam. So at the end of the day, warnings come through other people, not God, just coming from heaven and say, hey, you need to stop doing what you're doing. You need to woo, 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 woo. One person come through, man, you got a book in your nose, man, dripping and hating. Next person come through, that's coincidence. Third person come through, you might need to go take a look in the mirror. I don't think Boosie did that. But I will keep y'all updated on situations though. But make sure you hit that like button, family, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm out.